Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful Ankara gathered pants that you can see me putting on. It has zipper and also pockets. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. With that being said, let's get on with the tutorial. So guys, right here I have 6 yards of fabric, but I'll be making use of 3 yards for this tutorial. Then I'll open this up and make a fold of 2 in order to cut the front piece. So guys, in order to know how wide you're going to fold your fabric, divide the actual hip measurement by 4. For my client, hers is 40 divided by 4, that gives me 10. Then I added extra 9 inches. If you don't want your pants to be as full, I'd advise you just add extra 7 inches allowance. But as for me, this fold here is 19 inches. The next thing to go ahead to do is to roll half an inch away from this region, which is going to serve as the starting line or the waistline. Then due to the fact that this pants is going to be having band, you just determine how wide you want your band to be for the waistline. So for me, I want mine to be 1.5 inches, and then I subtracted this from the waistline, came down by the hip length measurement, which is at 8 inches. Then the crouch measurement, if you don't know how deep the crouch line is, just divide your actual hip measurement by 4 and add 2.5 inches to that. For my client, house is 12.5. Then I came down by the full length of this pants and added extra 1.5 inches for the hemming allowance. I'll then connect all these points horizontally. So we have the waistline, the hip line, the crouch length line, and also the full length line. Now at this side with an open edge, I'll just go ahead to divide my client's actual hip measurement by 16, and that gave me 2.5. I also added half an inch extra to that, 3 inches, and I will just be marking it at this end all the way to the bottom. Then I will now connect them together with a ruler. At the hip line, I just divided my client's actual measurement by 4, and that gave me 10. Then I added 5 extra inches for the gathering or for the pleated effect. But I'll advise that you add extra 3 inches because mine ended up being too full. But this totally depends on what you want. At the end of the day, I have 15 inches at the hip line. I will just mark this at the waistline and also at the crouch line. Remember when we divided what we have at the hip region by 16, I got 2.5, and I'll be making this extension of 2.5 at the crouch line. At this corner right here, I came up by 1 inch, and then I'm just going to connect these 3 points together to give me my crouch curve. So guys, placing my measuring tape from this extension right here, I just added that to my 15 inches, and at the end of the day I'm having 17.5. I will then connect a straight rule like this all the way to the bottom. Then I'll also connect the crouch extension all the way to the bottom at this other side. That's basically all for drafting the front. I'll go ahead to cut all of these out. As you can see guys, I gave half an inch stitching allowance to all the sides, also the crouch line and also the waistline. Now let's draft the back. As for the width of the back piece, what I folded in the front piece initially, I just added 3 inches to that to get the back piece. At the crouch extension line, I gave 2 inches to that, and then towards the side 1 inch to that. At the crouch line, I gave an extension of 2 inches, and I'll be marking this all the way to the bottom. This is for ease and also stitching allowances. Then at the hip line, I also gave an extension of 2 inches. And then for the waistline, I came in by 2 inches because it's going to be having a zipper, and I also came up by 2 inches because of the butt. Now I'll just go ahead to connect these 3 points together to give me my new crouch line for the back. Measuring what I have at the waistline for the front, I slanted this measurement to get the waistline for the back, just like you can see me doing. And it actually came out a bit, and I'll just be marking this new extension here. Then I'm going to connect this new extension all the way to what we have already. I will also connect the waistline of the back, just as seen. I'll also connect these 2 inches all the way to the bottom. As for the zipper allowance, at the tip of this waist region, I came out by 1.25 inches. For this is for my zipper allowance, and then I just connected it as seen. Then determine the length of my zip. So I wanted to stop at the hip line, and I just went ahead to mark it at this point. Then I'll just go ahead to connect the flaps together, as you can see. And with that, we are through with drafting the back piece. I'll go ahead to cut this out. I also notched the zipper area allowance. So guys, as you can see or tell, I made a mistake at this point because I did not give my 2 inches right from where I was supposed to give it. I'll just go ahead to like slope in this curve, to slope in this slant, and then just cut out the excess. Now guys, the next thing is to work on the pocket pieces, and for that I've gone ahead to cut out 4 pieces of fabric that are equally the same. It is 9 inches wide and then 10 inches of length. Then I proceeded to separate them 2 to each. Then taking one part of it, I will align them exactly together and then place them underneath the main piece, just like you can see me doing. Having placed everything equally the same, this is what I have it looking like. The next thing I went ahead to do was to come out by 2 inches at this point. Then to determine the length of the pocket, I stopped at the hip line. Then I'll connect these 2 points together to give me my pocket curve. Just like you can see me demonstrating, this is how our hand is going to enter into the pocket. I'll go ahead to cut this out, giving it half an inch allowance. Placing the front pieces aside, I'll just go ahead to just curve it around this pocket. Then the next thing to do is to sew the crotch of the front pieces just like this, and then also that of the back piece. As you can see guys, I've already joined the crotch area and I've also fixed one pocket, so let's fix the second pocket together. Bringing this piece of fabric with the pocket curve, I'm going to align the both of them right sides facing each other and then just stitch around this curve area. Taking this to the sewing machine, I'll just do what I want to do, that is joining both of them together and then stitching around this curve. So just watch how I go about this. I'll go ahead to notch around the curvy areas, turn this to the other side. You can also iron it at this point, but I'll do that later. Then bringing the second part, I'm just going to go ahead to place it just like you can see, aligning them right sides facing each other and then stitch around the curve areas, that is around the pockets. With that done, I'll go ahead to also weave around it at this point. So guys, this is what it's looking like, very neat. Now the next thing just go ahead to do is to make a top stitch at the top and also at the side. And with that guys, we are done with the pocket and this is what it's looking like, very neat and nice. So the next thing I went ahead to do was to iron my band. So this is the band right here and it is 2 inches wider than my client's actual waist measurement. Like our waist measurement is 28 inches, but what I have here is 30 inches, so I'll be able to have stitching allowances at the both sides. Remember that I'm giving a band length of 1.5 inches. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to run a gather stitch along the waistline just like this in order to fit it into the band. After joining the back crouch area, I also weaved around it and the zipper allowance. Also, I've gone ahead to cut out band pieces for the back and I have it in 2 here, plus also 1 inch extra for stitching allowances, like for the zipper allowances. I'll go ahead to run a gather stitch and also draw this to fit into the band. As you can see guys, I've joined the both of them together. Now I want to say something. When you're joining them, make sure that you align the middle of your pants to the middle of your band piece so that it will be easy, so that it not be as if too much gathers are into one side, you get. So then just go ahead to run a straight stitch. As you can tell guys, this is the back piece and I'll just go ahead to add my zip to this. Please don't use this invisible zipper that I'm using here, use a stronger zipper because I went ahead to change this later. Now guys, I've gone ahead to fix my zip as seen. The next thing I'll go ahead to do is to align the front and back right side facing each other, and I'm not going to go ahead to stitch it with 1 inch at the sides all the way to the bottom. This is what I have it looking like now, and as you can see, I've also weaved around the edges. Now the next thing we'll go ahead to do is to align it together at the crouch area, and then just you can go ahead to pin this all the way through. So just make sure it is well aligned and then just make your stitch all the way through. Having stitched around that area and also weaved it, this is what it's looking like. Now the last thing for us to go ahead to do is to just to fold the hem. Remember that I told you I added 1.5 inches extra for hemming allowance. I will just go ahead to use my iron to iron the half an inch all the way to the top, like upwards, and then I'll just go ahead to fold it and then make a stitch all around. And with that guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and also subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this far and I will see you all in my next video. I will share how I went about the making of this cute boba top in my next video. Bye!